The app hit me up today. Wingstop has a brand new flavor out. Of course, I had to stop what I was doing and head on over here. I'm going to take this back to the crib. We're not eating this in the car. You gotta take some stuff back to the crib with class. So let's go back to the studio and try these. I am at my personal location, which is the Rochelle Park, New Jersey one. I drive past another one just to get here. So let's get right into it. Wingstop's new flavor is Mexican street spice. I'm gonna show you a wing. We'll tell you what it's about. So it says it's a smoky Mexican street corn inspired dry rub, blending chili, garlic, and cilantro with charred notes and a bright touch of lime for a rich, zesty flavor topped with Parmesan cheese crumble. That sounds like somebody had to, I hope whoever wrote that got paid, because that sounds insane. So they do have this deal right now, Wingstop, where it's 20 wings for $20. You can mix and match or get bone-in or boneless. Doesn't matter. You can do 20 bone-in wings for 20 bucks. That is a good deal. Bone-in wings at mom and pop shops right now. Even mom and pop, cheap restaurants are usually over $1. So $1 a wing is a good thing. The one thing that I do have to say before I try this, if you're gonna do that, when I check the app, they charge extra for any dipping sauce. Meaning, no matter what, you have to say no dips. They charge you an extra $1.50 for a regular ranch. Now, I paid an extra $4.89 for ranch. I got a large ranch. Now, I don't know what that entails here because they did give me 6 cups. So I don't know if they're going to just give it to you just because they're used to it. But according to the app, you might get lucky, but just a forewarning, they do charge you extra. There's also no drinks or fries involved. It's just straight up wings. Some people don't want fries like me, so I think that's a good deal. But we got all 3 types that you can get. I didn't get the sandwich, so 3 out of 4. We got the boneless, the bone-in, and the tenders. I like to see if they work better on different flavors. So without further ado, let's try this one out. Of course, I get mine well done. I got mixed. I didn't get all drums or anything or all flats. Right away, this screams secondary flavor to me. But we got to try them all. So let's get over to a boneless. First bite. Never want to disrespect it with the ranch until the second bite. I've come a long way on boneless wings. Like, a long way. I do think it works better with certain flavors, and this might be one. Okay. I think I've had enough that I can at least talk about it. So, let's break this down. Let's get a tender too. What happened to the bigger tenders? These ain't the bigger tenders like I had last time, the Mondo tenders. They are noticeably crispier. I'm going to say that every time I have them. But if you want just a one-word, do I like these? The answer is yes. Do I love these? Not really. But I wouldn't be mad if they kept these on the menu. But it's not, to me, still one of their top flavors. Still is good, though. All that description stuff they said, it sounds good in theory. I do get some, like, lime at the end of this for sure. And a little bit of garlic. That's there. It definitely 100% puts you in the mind of elote, which I'm sure is what they're going for. Mexican street spice. The thing that takes away from this for me, they have their Parmesan is like, it's all I'm getting for most of eating these. If they would have used a different flavor of cheese crumble, I think it would have gone a long way to really capturing that. And it's not that I dislike the Parmesan. Garlic parm is one of my favorite things. But it just feels like I'm eating garlic parm remix because of that. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's just, it takes away from what they were saying as far as like Mexican street spice. It's more like garlic parm Mexican. Does that make sense? Now, because they're going for that like street corn elote type of flavor, the spice level on this is, according to them, a 1 out of 5. On their heat scale, there's 0 spice to this. More of a flavor than a heat thing. So some people may not like that, but if you know Mexican, like elote, you're not going to get heat from that. Anyway, for me, I think it actually works best on the boneless wings and the bone in. Some flavors just do that. This is definitely one of them. It's on their scale of things an okay flavor, in my opinion. I'm sure because it's different, I give them credit for that people are going to be hyping these up. Everybody's taste buds are different. And it's not about who's right or wrong. I just personally really think they should have went with a different cheese. I'm sure they did it because it would have cost more, but it does take away from it for me. On a Wingstop scale, these are still above average. Compared to every other wing, I'd give these a 6.5 out of 10. I think they could have done more with it, even a Wingstop. Like, I'm just telling it how I personally see it. I also think, I've eaten, what, like total 6 or 7 wings here. I'm already tired of them. The flavor fatigue, was almost too much for me. And the other thing that I touched on in the beginning that I want to touch on again, I know it's minuscule in the grand scheme of things. It's not like that big of a deal, but did you really, like with this 20 for 20 deal, like have to charge us extra for the ranch? Now, if you order wings just by the piece and you get 20, they usually don't give you extra ranch. I don't know. I just feel like the ranch should come with the meal. Like Wingstop ranch is like a prerequisite. Again, that is a minuscule thing in my opinion. I get what they're trying to do. The only time to me that the 20 is a good deal is for people who like bone in. Yeah, I would still have at it because if you order a 10-piece wing combo, does come with fries and a drink, but you get 10 wings, that's usually $18. People on my Wingstop flavor similarities, you don't really care for the fries and you'd rather just get 20 wings. It's a pretty good deal. The only thing is, yeah, they're still going to get you on add-ons. And I don't, this isn't really a complaint. This is just to make consumers aware of, like, you go in there for that $20. Some people, like, they say, I want to pay $20. You're probably not going to pay $20. And that's what they tend to do. KFC and a lot of these places are doing the same thing with these meal deals they're having. A lot of them don't include drinks. They figure you're going to buy a drink anyway, so they'll make their money back because they up the price on the drink. And that's what a lot of these places are doing. So just be careful with that. Again, this isn't necessarily like the biggest complaint in the world, but 20 for 20 ended up costing me 25 because if I would have ordered one small ranch, this wouldn't have been enough for 20 wings. So I said, okay, consumer-wise, let me get the large and end up being $25. Then I added on the tenders and end up being $27. Is that a bad deal? No, not necessarily on a Wingstop because I'm familiar with their prices. I just want people, again, to be aware of what they're getting themselves into. As far as this flavor, like I said, it's good, but I would only get it, I said it right in the beginning, as a secondary flavor. Like if I got some hot wings or something like that, this is a nice throw-in because I don't want to just get 10 hot wings. I usually get 2 flavors, depending on how much I get. This is one of those that I would get like 4 or 5 wings, and that would be more than enough for me because the flavor is definitely like a little overpowering with the Parmesan and the lime and everything else. You know, I couldn't eat a lot of street corn either, so that's not a downside against them. I just don't think it works well necessarily with wings. But I'll give them credit before I get out of here. At least this is different. But some of the older flavors that you had to me are still better, that are limited edition. But that's been the end of the video, man. I hope you guys enjoy. Also, on the second channel, there should be something up right now. You know, we're doing some more of the dessert stuff that I used to do for shorts. We're making it long form, and we put it on the second channel. So we have the crumble of the week. We're trying crumble until we like it. And what that means is, like, I like the 6-pack. We've gotten as high as 4, which isn't bad. But these are all 5 out of 6 are new flavors. So that's it, man. It's the end of the video. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. And hand signs. They made it to YouTube.